It began not with a bang or a whisper, but with a pattern. A silent digital pattern etched in the dead of night. My name is Alex, and my house is quiet. Or it was. I bought the X500 OmniVac for that very reason, to maintain that quiet, that order. It was a marvel of modern engineering, LiDAR mapping, room learning, the works. It didn't just clean, it understood the layout of my home. I'd watch its little laser eye spin, painting a perfect sterile blueprint on my phone screen. It was a comfort, a sense of control. That comfort ended on a Tuesday. The first notification chimed at 2:17 a.m. Cleaning complete, map updated. I groaned, swiping it away. But the next night, another chime, 2:17 a.m. And the next, a digital rooster crowing in the witching hour. Curiosity, that fatal flaw, got the better of me. I opened the app to check the cleaning history, and that's when I saw it. The map was pristine, a perfect layout of my living room, kitchen, hallway, except in the far corner of the living room, right where the old armchair sat, the map showed an obstruction, a soft, pulsing gray blob on the screen, a shape the vacuum sensors had traced, a shape that wasn't there. I laughed it off, a glitch, a software bug, a reflection from the glass patio door. The human mind is a wonderful machine for explaining away the things that frighten it. But the OmniVac wasn't fooled by my explanations. The next night, I stayed up. The house was a tomb, the only light the pale blue glow of my laptop. At 2:16 a.m., I heard it, the soft whirring click from its docking station, the quiet hum of its motor. It was beginning its scheduled clean. I watched from the hallway as it glided into the living room, its laser eye a spinning red cyclops. It moved with its usual efficient grace until it reached the armchair. Then it stopped, its front bumper pressed against nothing. It let out a soft, frustrated beep. Bump, reverse, bump. It was nuzzling a space of empty air. A cold needle of dread pricked the back of my neck. I looked at my phone, at the live map, and my blood ran cold. On the screen, the gray blob was no longer a formless shape. The vacuum had been refining its data night after night. The blob had developed definition, a slight narrowing at the top, two softer protrusions on either side. It was tracing something that stood in that corner, something that was, now according to the infallible laser cartography of the X500 OmniVac, standing about 5.5 feet tall. This was no longer a glitch. This was an observation. The rational part of my brain, the part that still clung to the world of light switches and Wi-Fi passwords, screamed at me to find a cause. I became a man possessed. I checked for carbon monoxide, nothing. I checked for infrasound, silence. I hung threads in the doorway, searching for a draft that wasn't there. I was a scientist trying to dissect a shadow. In a final, desperate act, I did what any modern man would do. I hacked it. I plugged the OmniVac into my computer, accessing the raw LiDAR point cloud data. What I saw there, I can't unsee. It wasn't a single scan, it was a composite. A ghost not in my machine, but made by my machine. Night after night, the vacuum's laser was hitting something. Not a solid object, but a cold spot. A zone of nothingness that refracted the light in impossible ways. The AI, confused but dutiful, was trying to make sense of it. It was interpreting this void, this tear in the fabric of the room, as a physical form. It was giving the emptiness a shape. And with every pass, it was getting better at it. The data points were coalescing, the shoulders were broadening, the head was tilting. Last night, the notification didn't chime. The house was silent at 2:17 a.m. A silence more terrifying than any sound. I crept to the living room doorway, my heart a frantic drum against my ribs. The OmniVac was in its dock, asleep, but on its small LED screen, which usually only shows a battery icon, a single line of text was scrolling over and over in a sickly green glow. It was a message, not from the void, but from the thing that had learned to speak through the machine, the thing that had been standing in the corner, patient as a statue, while a robot dutifully mapped its form. The text read, "I am here." And on my phone, the map was no longer a blueprint of my house. It was a portrait, a detailed, horrifyingly clear line drawing of a tall, slender figure. And it was no longer in the corner. According to the live sensor data, it was standing directly behind me. Its hand, the hand the OmniVac had mapped with perfect chilling clarity, resting on the vacuum shell. The machine knows it's there. It's always known. And now it's decided to introduce us.